iconic Caesars Superdome in downtown New Orleans.
Say, boys got me out here with Jameis Winston, man.
Crazy opening weekend. It's on to week 2. We've got a good one here between the Detroit Lions and the New Orleans Saints. 2-1 loss team set to lace it up. This ought to be fun, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Take it easy on me,
Here comes a
man.
return from the middle of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact,
I'm supposed to stream.
pass there to the 21.
Am I supposed to stream? All right, dude.
Play action, here's White. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
Back to the air on second down. White. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First down, Detroit. 16 yards on the pickup. So, Charles, this game number 2 in the NFL career, this rookie quarterback, his guys took the loss in the opener. And when asked after that game by reporters how he did, he was pretty curt. He said, not well. What did you see?
Well, first and foremost, I loved his answer to the media because he was being honest. And those veterans in the locker room, they're looking at him to see how he's going to handle things, and they like the fact that he's not blaming other people because I thought he struggled. The only thing that's going to help him, though, reps. No matter how many big games you played in college, how well you do in practice, the reps in the real games, that's when you begin to grow as a quarterback.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You first see incompletion with a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Saints. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
What? All these boys got on gold shoes.
Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at the 34.
I got these gold jerseys.
On the slant, complete to Michael Thomas. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be 2nd and a couple. That was a lightning-fast decision that time. He just caught it and got rid of it.
Because he saw his guy was going to be open immediately. So he took the R, the run, out of the play. He took the O, the option, out of the play, and immediately got to the pass.
From the 41, Winston. They'll get this out to Kamara. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. The Saints had 0-1 on the year following the loss in the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. To throw, Winston. Throwing out right here, caught by Olave. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Jameis to throw it. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
He kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
To throw again on second down. White. That's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
First down, it's White. Fights through it. Throw over the middle, he finds Williams. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. I respect both sides on that play, CD. For him to be able to hold on to that football and the impressive tackle, wow.
Did you notice the look between the two of them as they came off the ground? That look did say the word respect.
Looking to throw again on second down. White throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now a handoff up the middle. Hopkins, but he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short definitely was a great time to dial one up.
Safety trash.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into it because they were there to help break that pass up.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he can get out of the backfield. They called out a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now. We're scoreless after one. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a third down and long coming up. White. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a fourth down. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way to field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides would be thrilled with that.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara, and he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Still 9 remaining on second down. He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Play fake. Winston. And that is incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now White. He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
To throw, White. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he is going to have a Lions first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now White. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Tyus Bowser blowing that play up. And a nice play there defensively. And this is a new acquisition.
All right, my free agent pickup. You feel me?
As a free agent earlier this week.
Love when they pick up those guys with something to prove because any guy's a free agent off the street, no one else wanted him. So he wants to prove to the rest of the league, you should have signed me first.
To try again after the sack. White, it's complete to Hopkins. Bring it down as a gain of 6. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Yes, now.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taking it about the 36. Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Play action now. Winston. Slant pass complete to Olave. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A little surprise pays off on 3rd and 1. Pass instead of run. Gets him 15 yards. This offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. To the air again with Winston. In trouble, and he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if I'm going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Winston. Under pressure, and they got to him again. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. To throw is Winston. Trying to lay one up deep. And that will be incomplete. Now, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And you wonder if they'll just take this 3-0 lead to the locker room. The play fake, now White. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary, all of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. White, he's airing it out for Williams. This is caught inside the 15. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
A 67-yard gain on the play. And the Lions 1st down.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Here's White. Looking for Hockenson, and he's got him. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Lions will extend their lead here just before halftime. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's able to get up here to the 26. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
The Saints going to go on offense first, and they trail here as we begin quarter number 3. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slip. The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Offensively, they're just not playing a very clean football game right now. This deficit, there's a fumble. Good news for them, at least. That went out of bounds.
You're exactly right, and as they breathe a sigh of relief, you know they're looking at the scoreboard, thinking to themselves, if we turn it over there, things could really get rough for us trying to make a comeback in this game.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field, but his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Off the play fake, Winston. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging because after all their halftime talk, adjustments, and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
I don't understand how these DBs be playing the ball, how they be playing it, boy. DBs be crazy.
Up the middle they go. It's Hopkins. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd down now, it's Hopkins.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. White looks to throw.
Oh, boy.
And in for the Lions touchdown.
Okay.
Jamison Williams, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. His first career touchdown pass, and yeah, it's cliche to say, but he's probably been envisioning this since he was a little kid. That's a cool
boy.
It really is. So enjoy the moment, enjoy the time.
Yep, we gonna go on tank.
Save the full reflection for
Gonna go on tank.
Make sure you have someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. This is going to be
also, they y'all ain't been able to draft.
To come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Yeah, I'm in one more. Yeah, we was able to do it. We got through it. Damn. So they just they had to send it. Y'all just got what y'all got.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, into the hands of Michael Thomas. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
And the Saints, first down. First and 10 at the 36.
Jameis now on first down. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. There's about 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
That's a gain of 3.
There's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Fourth down, Winston. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And he is going to have the Saints first down as they wind up with a gain of 11 there on 4th down. Now Winston. Being chased out left. Looking long for Thomas. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break, contain, and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down.
But look what we have here, a sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
First down, Winston. Alvin Kamara reeling it in on back-to-back plays.
Get out of there.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10.
First down. First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
From the red zone now, Winston. And he is out of bounds here. They'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
On play action, Winston. That is caught by Olave. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Saints are able to get a score back in the final stages for this third quarter.
Shit.
Lutz with the extra point. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start.
Coach ready to come up out of there, man.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. Slot man moves right. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
A gain of 21 yards. First down.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Right back to him on first down. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 54 yards now on the ground, just 7 carries. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met,
you got D lineman in the draft,
and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was
okay.
Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner.
And he's taken down here by the Saints. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. White. Incomplete.
Man, what happened, bro?
Is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
The Lions on third down. They've hit it 50%. 3 of 6
y'all
to
niggas
this
stop
point.
these niggas on
This will be 3rd and 15. Off play action. Here's White. Escaping the pressure right. He's airing it out for Williams.
Oh, my God.
He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Jamison Williams with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
That boy like what, 98, 99 speed?
Away from making this a 3-score game. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
Your QB?
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards.
That boy putting that mud where it need to be.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
Man, come on, Kamara. Make a nigga miss.
Almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. First down throw for Winston. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A very solid gain of 27.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that. That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Play fake. Winston. And a big loss.
I thought the fucking
He's
ball was on
taken
long gas
down.
release, nigga.
There's Charles Harris getting home for the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
On second and a long way to go.
Winston, he's going to float this one deep right side. And, Jameis intercepted a third time. And the Lions are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
It's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
I usually hesitate when I say a guy's got world-class speed, but this guy might. So let's fire the starter's pistol. Let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use him. A lot of anticipation with the ball in the air, but no, incomplete.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. To throw from his end zone, White, and that will be incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on third down.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but self-inflicted wounds. They've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Jameis to throw it. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And they will advance this across midfield, but still well shy of the first as he's tackled at the 47. That'll bring up fourth down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. Try it here. He's back to throw. Got an open man. It's Olave. And he is going to have the Saints first down as they wind up getting 13 there on fourth down. They go play action. Winston. His pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Lions will take over here just shy of the 30. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way. There's a reason the number 4 was flashing through my mind when he let that one go. 3 touchdowns already in his back pocket. The deep ball's been a great weapon for him in this one. Unfortunately, empty on that attempt.
On second down, it's Hopkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
What a difference a week makes. 5 interceptions in their last game. Here we are, fourth quarter. He's playing mistake-free football.
And I'm sure that we can look back on the past week and say, okay, he spent time in the film room and they worked on his mechanics. Sometimes it's just your team believing in you, your coaching staff believing in you, when you relax and play to your potential. He's doing that this game.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts.
Quarterback out here dropping down.
2 more to use here in the final stages. Now it looks like he'll throw here.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
They only needed a few inches there on second, but forget the halfback dive. They were going for the big one.
I thought it was a good time to take a shot. You figure with their running game, if they don't get it there, you come back and run for it and pick up the first down. Go ahead and be aggressive. Try and get one downfield for a big one.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to 3rd and inches. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Well, pausing it with 11 seconds, huh?
Things looking much rosier for him here in week 2. They work with the lead.
Foot on Nick.
They've got it 1st and 10.
To throw.
Can't take no more, man.
Going for it all. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They're still throwing the football here. And obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football.
Boy, love leaving that 1 second on that one.
Jonah Jackson, former 3rd-round pick, the guilty party.
To throw on second down, here's White. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end. But now this game is over. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Lions, they did what they needed to do.
It's another one. We got another one.